All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about something that was said by Romero's team about Errol Spence Jr. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know who it's more disrespectful to, Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, but it is very, very disrespectful. And I got to tell you, man, if they really think this, man, that is stealing a lot of shine from Terrence Crawford and speaking very, very ill of Errol Spence Jr. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. This is pure comedy. Romero's trainer, Coach Bullet, has something to say about Errol Spence Jr. in a fight with Romero, and it is just crazy, crazy disrespectful. I do not believe it's true. However, there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that will jump on the bandwagon and say that at this point in time at Romero's career and Errol Spence Jr.'s career, that Romero will beat him and beat the version of Errol that fought Terrence Crawford. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis. So thank you guys for checking the videos out. We definitely try to stay current and constantly and consistently put out content about boxing. So thank you guys very, very much for your continued support. But let's get into this because, look, man, Terrence Crawford is an incredible fighter. I think I've said that, I don't know, 10,000 times. And so nothing really that is said about Errol Spence Jr. in my mind really reflects on Terrence Crawford. However, I think some people really do take that fight way too far and say some things that I think are just bananas. And Coach Bullet, who seems like a very nice guy, good trainer, trains Romero, who has been extremely successful in his career relative to the amount of talent that the kid has. Or it's not talent. Actually, I think Romero is is very talented, but skill that the young man has. But very, very good personality on Romero's part. He's been able to, get a big fight with Gervonta Davis. He's actually been able to get a world championship at 140 pounds, and he is currently the reigning WBA world champion. But when Coach Bullet says that Romero will beat this version of Errol Spence Jr. that Terrence Crawford beat, I think that is just taking things just significantly too far. I do not think that Errol Spence Jr. is so far gone that in that fight, that he would have lost to Romero, because all he would have had to do to beat Romero is just move backwards and jab him with his left, jab him with his right hand for 12 rounds and won the fight. Because Romero would have followed him around, swinging really big bombs, right? And missing everything and praying for a knockout, which I do not believe would have come against Errol Spence. But it does go to show you exactly how things change, man, how things change, and how quickly people are willing to just go to the ends of the earth over certain things. Like, I'm not somebody that has said that Errol Spence Jr. First of all, I do believe that Errol Spence Jr. did not look good in the fight. Physically, he did not look good in the fight with Terrence Crawford. Technically speaking, and the things that he's done I've seen enough video breakdowns of the fight. Boxing Gyms is a guy out of Chicago, very, very good at breaking down fights. Basically showed that Errol was using the same, at least in the clips that he showed, a lot of the same patterns and a lot of the same things that he has done, in the Ugas fight, but was successful in the Ugas fight. Was obviously not successful in the Terrence Crawford fight. So I'm not saying that Errol Spence Jr. was an entirely different person or anything like that, but he didn't look quite the same. But was he so deplete? Was he so did he underperform so much that you think that somebody the caliber of fighter 2 weight classes down in Rolly Romero would have been able to beat? Or knock out Errol Spence Jr. that night. There's a lot of people that have said that they don't believe Errol would have been able to beat a lot of people that night. But it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens in the next rematch. But I think that sometimes, man, I think we just go a little bit too far, and it does go into. People can say, well, I'm not taking anything away from Terrence Crawford, but yeah, you're taking away a little bit from that win when you say that the man was depleted to that point. Now, maybe I'm being overly disrespectful to Rolly Romero. And what Bullet thinks is no, Rolly would have caught up with him and landed a big shot because Rolly can punch. And if Errol's punch resistance is gone, he's not going to be able to go the distance and beat Rolly Romero. So, yeah, there very well may be, I don't know if I won't say some truth to that, but there may be some logic to it at least. But at the same time, nah, man, I think when you start having lightweights talk about what they're going to do to welterweight champions. I think it's getting a little bit too. I think it's getting a little bit too far gone, and I just can't go with that. I think that is definitely stripping away something from Terrence Crawford's win. Overestimate what Rolly Romero is. Now you can't say that turnabout is fair play, because I know that Errol Spence Jr. at a point in time said something about Rolly Romero getting beat up by that old man. What's the guy's name I think O'Hara Davies is going to fight him, but the guy that the 40-year-old Mexican that looked like he was closer to 60 that he fought and wound up having the fight stopped, and people were really upset about, so that Rolly could become the 140-pound WBA champion. Errol dismissed him in that, so maybe there's a little bit of sore feelings out there from Coach Bullet when he heard that. But at the end of the day, man, nah, I can't go with that. I think that that's way too much. And even if there was an inkling of truth to it, I still probably wouldn't say it, because come on, man, that's just ridiculous. So Rolly Romero, I have a hard time believing that Rolly Romero is going to beat anybody he gets in the ring with, let alone Errol Spence up at 147. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.